One of the greatest tools that the enemy uses to keep believers away from God is sin, but not simply sin, but the mindset around sin, the condemnation that comes with sin. Because what happens is that once we sin, condemnation from the enemy tells you that you're not worthy, tells you that you're not lovable, tells you that God will never forgive you. And what that does is that it tells your mind that you are not welcome back into the presence of the Lord. And what you do is that you straight, and now you find yourself in a repeated cycle of sin because you think that you have strayed so far away that God cannot love you, and that you never go back to repent, you never go back to God because condemnation has told you that you are not worthy, you're not good. This in itself is the greatest tool that the enemy uses to keep believers away from being restored back into the presence of the Lord. Look at the prodigal son, for example. He started off with the sin, right? And then what happens was that he kept living in that sin. Eventually he came to his mindset and he returned back to the presence of the Lord, which was his father in the story. And that can sometimes be the same for us, where we find it hard to return back to God because we think that we've sinned so much, and how can God love someone like you? But guess what? He does love someone like you. He can forgive you. There's nothing that you've done that is too great for God to restore and forgive you. Come back to God. Stop running away. He loves you. He wants to welcome you back into his presence. So don't allow sin, don't allow the enemy to keep you away from God because you think that you're unlovable. That is not true. That doesn't mean that because we know God is merciful and forgiving, it doesn't mean that we continuously sin. But what it does mean is that we are welcome back, right? God will never leave nor forsake us. He loves you deeply, so he wants to welcome you back. So whatever sin you've done, go to God, repent, and ask for forgiveness, and then go back to him like a loving father. Spend time with him, read his words, and grow. And of course, as humans, we sin every day. We cannot avoid sin, big or small. It's still sin. But the thing to know is that you have restoration if you need. You have God's love if you need. You have God's forgiveness because he gives it to us so freely. So go to him and receive freely from him.